There you are. All right. So you work for Ned, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Other than Ned, is there anybody else that works for him, or?
Well, sometimes we help his uncle because he does the same thing. That's Eugene Stanley.
Eugene Stanley?
Yeah. Like I said, they all know me, and
So Eugene has his
own doings, and Ned, he just hauled to the family, and then he started his because he worked as his uncle since he was a little boy.
Okay, so both of them have their own
Yeah.
paving company, and
Yeah.
okay. So you're employed by Ned mostly.
Yeah.
Anybody else employed by Ned?
Well, there was one other guy, but he's no longer.
Who's that?
His name was Elvis Fields.
Elvis Fields?
Yeah, and I have no idea where he's at. He packed up and he left. And
okay. What do you know about Elvis? Date of birth, or how old he is, or?
He's he was born in '71. I think
Okay.
April the 6th, if I'm not mistaken.
April 6th of 71?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else work for him, or?
No, just it was just us two.
Okay. So how's Ned get his jobs that he does? He's got advertisements out there,
Yeah,
like newspaper and stuff, and people call him. Does he go out and?
He gets goes to like certain towns that he knows. He's done stuff before, and they he puts it all in a newspaper with his name and his phone number, and they call him.
Okay. Does he go door to door looking for things?
Sometimes we do that.
Okay.
But
where all does he normally do his?
Connersville, Rushville, sometimes maybe Anderson. But most of his main customers is up around Muncie.
Okay. And does he do them in Muncie, or is he just around the small towns there around Muncie?
He does pretty good all over in Muncie. I mean,
right in the town, or
yeah,
within the whole county?
Within the whole county.
Okay.
Like out in the country, sometimes stuff in town too.
Okay.
Like I said, he's been doing it with his uncle for a long time. Then when he got it up where he can get his own stuff, then.
Okay. And when you do the paving, do you actually go from the gravel and put the blacktop down, or do you?
We put number 11 stone down.
Okay.
Then we blacktop over top of it.
Okay. So he's got an actual paver.
Yeah.
That he uses, and
yeah, him and his uncle takes turns sharing it because the paver that Ned did have, something happened to it, broke down or something. He could get the part to fix it or something. I don't know, but they take turns sharing the same equipment.
Okay. So they share the paver.
Yeah.
I take it he's got like a dump truck or something that he holds the blacktop in, and who drives that?
Yeah, he does.
Ned does?
Yeah.
Okay. Who drives the paver then?
Mainly, if he has, he'll dump and work the paver while everybody else, do the other work like loop and blacktop, making sure there ain't no high spots in it,
okay,
keep it level. Then we sometimes I get on a roller or something to roll it down with pack it tight, and then I shovel sometimes.
Okay. So he basically drives the truck and he drives the roller, or you drive the roller and he drives the paver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Ned always go with you guys, or do you guys?
He's right there on the job side through the whole job.
Okay, so he never sends you guys off by yourselves to do a job for him or anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay. When he's out going door to door looking for jobs, do you go with him when he's doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you with him the whole time, or does he drop you guys off to talk to some people? And
We're with him the whole time.
Okay. So he never drops you off somewhere and says, go find some jobs, and I'm going to go over here
No.
The other side of town and see if I can find jobs, and we can work you know.
Now, if we're on a job, what he usually does on that part, while we're getting that job ready to be done with the blacktop, then he'll go out and look for another job while he's got us on the job getting the stuff ready, like basically like taking the weed eater and going down the edge of the driveways or something like that, cutting the grass away, because you get that, the blacktop won't stick to the grass.
Okay, so he'll leave you on a job.
Yeah.
Okay. So since 2003, when did Elvis start working with you?
He started working, I'm going to say, about a couple of years after I did.
So around 2005?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's been with him ever since then?
Yeah.
Even this last year?
Yeah.
2017?
Yep.
Okay. When's your paving season start normally?
I'm going to say probably sometime next month, just what seems.
March?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of people that's already had blacktop, we usually go in like fix to, like with cold weather. People don't realize, why would you want to come back in after winter when the pavement, when it gets cold, it pops up and that cold, it hits that your driveway and it puts cracks in them.
Mm-hmm.
We heat up some rubber and fills the cracks in it. Then if it needs to be sealed, we just seal it.
Okay.
Some special stuff to,
Does he ever do any work in February?
No.
Does he ever go out looking for work in February?
No.
Okay, so he does nothing in February, basically.
No, he don't do nothing from. Well, he'll stop like in October, because you still got weather that you can do
Right.
stuff in October. Then as soon as November hits, he stops. He won't do nothing through the winters.
So he's got 4 months there, November, December, January, and February, that he doesn't do any.
No.
Okay.
He does. He sits at home.
He's not seeking any work during that time, or.
I mean, he might get a call, from some of his customers that he's done stuff before.
Okay.
To let them know, hey, we're ready for you to come in and like in March and do some stuff to the driveways or something like that.
So this last February, what were you doing before the season started? Do you remember?
Last February?
Last February, a year ago.
Basically just been hanging around here helping my buddy look on off and on in his garage, like on lawnmowers, because he,
doing odds and ends work and stuff. So you were living here then last February?
Well, when I talked to you before, you said you were living with Elvis behind Ned's.
Yeah, up there. And at that time I was, but I was coming back and forth. I might not mention that, but I come back and forth,
Okay. So last February you weren't necessarily living here.
Yeah, well, I was, but
you were staying over there too?
Staying over there, but like on the weekends or something, I'll come over here, help him out.
How well do you know Elvis?
I've known him for a while. I mean, I known him from maybe about ever since I was 17, but I really never worked with him. I mean,
does Elvis ever drive like Ned's truck to go out and look for work for Ned or anything, or is it always Ned that does it?
Ned does all the work and works, but he'll drive like the trucks and stuff with the tools and stuff in it.
Okay.
So he does drive Ned's truck part of the time. Do you drive Ned's truck at all? Okay. Do you have a driver's license?
No.
Okay, so you can't drive his truck, basically.
I mean, I get in it to move around at the job site, but being on the open road, he won't let me do that.
Right.
Because he said he don't want, if something happens, I get a wreck, and then the insurance go up. And
a lot of liability there.
Yeah. You
get a crash, then it falls back on him for letting you drive. So, all right. Do you know what Elvis was doing back in February?
Really, he's just sitting inside the camper.
Okay. So he was living in the camper the whole month?
Yeah.
The camper got heat in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, that'd be kind of cold in a camper.
Yeah, it had heat.
Okay.
What we do, he'll buy one of those little small propane tanks like for your gas grills.
Okay.
Hook it up and turn the oven on.
Okay, so it just uses the oven for heat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it probably still gets a little chilly in there then.
Actually, when it gets oven gets going, it'll run your alley, believe it or not.
Really? Okay.
Oh.
I mean, it was a pretty good insulated camper.
I was going to say, how big's the camper?
You had the big bed in the back, then you had your pull out on the front.
Okay.
That's why I sleep at. Then you got your like your kitchen, little small front room. Basically.
So it was basically Elvis's house at that time, or?
Yeah.
Okay. He was living there full time,
Yeah.
year round, basically in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You see, you don't go north of Muncie normally?
As far as we go, we don't go no farther than Muncie.
Okay.
We never been in South Bend.
How about Lafayette area? You know
No.
where that's at?
Never. Yeah, I know where Lafayette. Never been up in Lafayette.
Okay. Has Elvis ever been up in Lafayette?
If he has, he's done it without me knowing. But I know he never done it with Ned, because Ned don't go no farther than. I mean, he don't leave Indiana area.
Ned doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's like he was saying. Like I was telling him, I said, there is another Smith company, asphalt company,
Okay.
and have heard that this other Smith company has gone to try to get jobs from people and ask for half the money up front, and don't go. Then when they get the money, they just don't go back and do the job.
Okay. Where's that at?
They've been everywhere that I know of. I know he's saying something about somebody was scamming some people up in South Bend, you said?
Yeah, that's where the other guy had said that
But,
he had heard of it. So
yeah. And
Okay. All right. Has Elvis ever talked about being up around Lafayette area?
no, nothing I know of. Not to me.
Okay. Do you talk? You guys pretty open with each other and talk to each other about a lot of stuff, or?
No, I mean, I'm one of those type of guys. If I'm around a lot of people, I would soon stick to myself.
Okay.
You know, say like there's like me and you and him and four of us is working at a job for Ned.
Okay.
I'll go off to away from everybody else, and I'll work in a different area. I'm one of those people. I don't like a lot of people on top of me.
Okay. But you were staying with Elvis though.
Yeah, but
I mean, did you guys talk a lot in
no.
there? Or?
Once I'm doing the job, I don't talk. I get what needs to be done, and
Okay, but I'm talking about in the camper when you stayed in the camper with him.
he sleeps half. He would sleep almost all day.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. So Elvis has never talked to you about being in Lafayette area?
no.
How about Delphi? Does that name ring any bells?
No.
Has he ever talked about that?
No.
Has he ever talked to you about doing anything that he shouldn't have done?
No.
Anything illegal or?
No.
Okay. Is he into drugs or anything?
No.
Okay. You've never seen him take any drugs or
No.
no marijuana,
No.
alcohol?
No. Now he'll drink. He does
Okay.
drink, but
Does he drink a lot?
well, I put it this way: if he gets drinking, he gets mouthy with other people and wants to cause fights and stuff.
Okay.
And me, I'm not a drinker. And if he got drinking, he starts running his mouth. I'll just get up out of camp and I go inside Ned's and we used to play like he has a PlayStation 3. We play games and I tell him, says, hey buddy, I said, I gotta get away from him first. I say he's drinking, he's talking out of his head, and I said, I don't want to be around that. He says, no problem. He says,
What's he talk about when he talks out of his head?
oh, he can whip the whole world,
Okay.
basically.
So he wants to fight when he gets drunk.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but he's never talked about being up around Delphi or anything.
No.
Okay. Has he ever talked about doing anything to a couple of girls?
No.
Are you sure?
He's never. I mean, he had. I mean,
You kind of hesitate there a little bit. That's why I asked you that.
The only thing he ever talked about is his ex-wife.
Okay.
But nothing like girls that's under age. He's never mentioned anything about that. I mean, if he has, I wouldn't have been around him.
Okay.
But, you know.
But
I have heard now, I ain't going to mention any names who's told me this because I don't want to get them in no trouble. But they said he's been going on Facebook and talking to a 12-year-old girl through Facebook, asking her some kind of stuff that he shouldn't be asking a 12-year-old girl.
what kind of stuff's he asking her?
Asking her how much she charged for a blowjob and stuff like this. That's what I was heard. But you know,
Does he know that she's 12 years old?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
I think he does.
Does he use his own name or does he?
Well, I mean, getting on Facebook, if you get on Facebook, everybody knows what your name is.
Do you know what his Facebook is that he uses?
Not right offhand. I mean, I can bring it up. I had him on my Facebook, but I took him off, deleted him off my Facebook because I didn't want no more to do with him over that. I mean,
Over that being what?
What he's doing
with the girls?
Yeah. I mean.
So did you read that on there?
No, I have other people.
Okay, other people's told you that,
Yeah.
but I mean, you didn't see it on there?
No, because this is after I done deleted him.
Okay.
Does he have a computer?
The only way he has anything to do with Facebook is from his cell phone.
Okay.
Okay. So he does everything with cell phone.
Yeah.
So he's got data on there so he can get on the internet and stuff through the cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay. When you were living with him, did you notice anything odd or unusual or out of the ordinary that's kind of made you wonder what was going on? Or
Well, like in the middle of the night, he never shut his phone off. And if he gets a certain text or something like that through Facebook, he always put a blanket up over his head, and he messes with his phone with the blanket over his head.
okay.
So that's what kind of got me wondering, why would he do that? I mean, whatever he done on his phone, it's not my business.
Yeah.
Why would you have to pour the blanket over your head?
Did he ever leave suddenly that way by himself and go somewhere? Or?
The only place he usually goes like to the station and getting coffee or something like that. But
Does he drive or walk?
Walked.
Walk. Has he got a vehicle?
The only vehicles he ever drove was Ned's.
Okay. So as long as you've ever known him, he's never owned his own vehicle?
No.
Okay. So if he went somewhere, he'd have to borrow Ned's truck to go?
Yeah, like we used to go to like Save-A-Lots.
Okay.
Up there and do the grocery shopping, but I'm always was with him then.
Okay.
Because we split the groceries between the two of us of the money that we made.
Okay. You'd split the groceries, but you'd cook together, make your meals together, or?
Sometimes I get soup or something.
Okay.
I'm not a very big eater. If I can give me like a can of soup, I'm happy.
Okay.
Now he'll fix. He likes a lot of pork. I don't care too much about pork.
Okay. Well, what I'm asking is, we're looking also while we're down here. His name's come up in the. I don't know if you've heard the two girls that's killed in Delphi.
Yeah, I heard that on the news.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
His name's come up in that situation. And seeing as you were with him in February, off and on.
Well, when I first heard about that, I was staying here.
Okay.
So.
But prior to that, I mean, did he ever talk about anything up there, or even after that?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, nothing like that to me.
Has he ever told or been in Delphi?
No.
Did he ever talk about that Delphi situation to you?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see anything strange around the trailer that would make you wonder if he did something like that?
No.
Okay. No clothes or...
No.
He didn't come home or start acting different or odd or strange or saying strange things?
No. I mean, like I said, I was stuck when I was up there staying with him. I stuck to myself.
Okay.
Basically, I didn't really, unless I go into Ned's. Like I said, I go into Ned's sometime. We play games or we watch. He's got Netflix. We watch movies off the Netflix or something like that. But
Ned ever say anything to you about Elvis being acting odd or strange or borrowing his truck, going somewhere, or went long ways? He'd really used my truck, put a lot of miles on my truck, and
nope.
Thought that was odd, or
nope. Like I said, Ned usually don't let a lot of people. I mean, going that far out of driving that far, he wouldn't let Elvis go that far out of
Yeah, but if he didn't know he was going that far.
And if
if I come to you and say, "Hey, I'm going to run up to Muncie," but then when I get back, it's like, "Man, you were up there a long time, and you put a lot of miles on my truck."
Ned's like, like I said, I know Ned ever since I was since we was kids, and say like, if you would have took his truck, and you were supposed to go like to Save-A-Lots.
Mm-hmm.
And if he finds out that you didn't go to Save-A-Lots, you took the truck out of Rushville without his permission, he would have told you get off his property. I mean, that's the way I know him.
Okay.
I mean,
so he wouldn't necessarily let him use his truck to go outside of Rushville then,
unless he was with him.
Okay.
Because he'll drive one vehicle, like he'll drive the dump truck, and then I'm with Elvis, and we'll just follow him right behind the dump truck.
Okay.
Because the tools being in the bag, the shovels and the lubes and stuff like that.
Okay. So you guys never went to Delphi. You don't know anything about him.
Nope.
Possibly killing these two girls.
No.
Or,
I mean, if he did.
And you weren't with him when he did anything like this?
No.
It's pretty serious, Rod. So, I mean,
yeah, I mean,
us talking to you, this is your opportunity to tell us if you know something. Because,
like I said, I never been. I don't know what Delphi is at. Tell you the truth, I don't know how to get there.
if he told you anything, you need to tell us.
He's never said nothing to me about that.
Okay.
Because you realize if we find out, and we're talking to a bunch of other people, you realize if we find out, you can be in trouble for lying to us. If we find out that you knew about it.
Well, like I said, he's never said nothing. I mean,
okay,
that's
if
true. I mean,
the thing is if you were there when it happened, you could be in trouble. But if you tell us about it, you won't be in as much trouble. Now, if you did it, you need to tell us.
Like
because if you did and he knows, Elvis knows about it, and Elvis rolls over on you and says, "Yeah, I was there, but Rod did this, and Rod,
like I said, I was right here. I mean, these guys can bill on that. I mean, when I first heard it, like I said, I was staying here.
Okay. How do you pay for things?
Who, me?
Yeah. Do you use cash? Do you have a credit card? Do you have
cash.
a debit card?
I use cash.
Okay, everything's cash?
Yeah.
Where do you get your cash from?
It's just where I make the money from doing stuff that I do.
The odd jobs?
Yeah. Working for Ned.
Working for Ned. He pays you everything in cash?
Yeah.
Okay, no bank accounts?
No.
Okay. So you keep all your cash with you at all times then?
Yeah.
All right. Do you keep receipts?
No, not really.
Okay, so you wouldn't have anything that would show where you were at February 13th or 14th of last year?
February the 13th?
Be Valentine's Day is the 14th. I mean, do you know?
13th would be Monday, Valentine's Day, 14th would have been Tuesday.
February the 13th, we was in Muncie up there visiting his cousin in the hospital. No, not him. Ned's cousin.
Ned's cousin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was Elvis with you?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Do you know the cousin's name?
Mont Stanley.
What is it?
Mont Stanley.
Mont? Is it that short for like Montgomery? Or
Just know him by Mont.
okay, where's Mont live?
He lives in Muncie.
Okay, do you have an idea of where at Muncie or?
No, not really.
Okay, and he was in Ball Memorial up there at Muncie then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what he was in for? And what was wrong with him?
He's he was in a car wreck and he's paralyzed from the waist down, but he's got trouble when if he eats something, he can't swallow it and don't digest it down in the system right, and he throws everything back up.
Okay.
But other than that, that's all I know about him. I mean,
was he sick at the time, or were they just checking this particular?
Yeah, he's been doing that since after he had this was in this car accident.
Okay.
When did he have a car accident?
I don't know nothing.
I mean, recently or years ago or?
A long time ago.
Okay.
He's been like that. I think Ned was saying this since back when he was in his 20s, I do believe.
Okay. He's how old now? Your age, older than you?
He's older than Ned.
Okay. Ned's how old?
46.
46. So it'd be maybe his 50s?
Maybe even older than that.
60s?
Probably right around there.
60s. My age or older than me?
I think he's a little older than you.
A little older than me?
Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
You're what, in your 50s?
Mm-hmm.
57?
Yeah.
Wow, good guess, huh?
Okay. So you think he's older than me?
Yeah.
In his 60s?
Now, what makes you remember that you were up there? I mean, was it Valentine's Day and you remember seeing something? I mean, how do you know that was the 13th?
Well, because on the 13th, we was just getting ready to go out there in Ned's shed and straighten it, all of his tools and stuff up, straighten the shed up. And he got a call. He says, boys, come on, we got to go to Muncie.
Okay. How do you know that was the 13th, though?
Because on that day, it's because my mom's new husband that she's married to, his birthday's on the 14th.
Okay.
And I just did get off the phone with her. And my phone said the 13th of February.
Okay. Is that still on your phone, or?
No.
What kind of phone you got?
Touchscreen.
Okay. Smartphone?
No. I don't like them smartphones.
Okay. Touchscreen, though?
Yeah, just Verizon's touchscreen.
Okay. Is it still working, or?
No, it's... I haven't had time on that since December the 12th of this last year.
Okay. But if you... I mean, you can put minutes on there and it would work, though?
Yeah.
Okay. So it still functions?
Well, I got to get a new account because I haven't had no...
But, I mean, it would work if you had the account.
Yeah, I just got to open my account back up.
Okay.
Rod, when we talked to Ned and Elvis, will they say the same story that they were in Muncie?
Now, this little thing about Ned, there's a lot of things. I mean, he can remember on certain stuff, and there's other times, he forgets stuff. It's just like like last summer, we did a job job for a lady. It's one of his main customers. And he goes, boys, he said, I'm going to have to go see if this lady is home. So I can get my, we left a tool there. Well, no, I says, no. So we got them. I said, we got it in the back of the truck. He goes, okay. Because he thought when he does the driveway, he's got a little wheel that he mazes the driveways with.
Right.
He thought he left it in. I said, nobody. I said, I picked it up. He says, he said, I know I sit it right down. He said, I remember going to the truck and getting in the truck, but he said, I don't remember picking my wheel up. I said, no. I said, I done got you. He says, I always can count on you.
So what'd you do on the 14th then?
The 14th? I hanged out with Ned on the 14th.
Okay. So no big Valentine's Day plans? Or
No.
No girlfriends?
No.
So no roses or chocolates for anybody?
Nope.
Okay. You didn't go to your mom's house for birthday for your stepdad? Or?
She lives in Colorado.
Okay.
So I didn't go nowhere to stay there and play video games that day.
Okay. So you talked to her on the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not the 14th? Then
Well,
that's how
I
his birthday was.
called her,
on the 14th?
Tell him happy birthday, but
But you did that on the 14th?
yeah,
Okay.
because his birthday's on the 14th.
But you didn't talk to her on the 13th?
I did.
Okay. So you talked to her both days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was at work when I called her. He works at the Super Walmart down there in Colorado,
Okay.
buffing the floors and cleaning them up.
Where at in Colorado?
I can't think I don't remember what the name of that is. They're like 6 miles from being in Denver.
Okay. South, north, east, west, Denver?
That I couldn't tell you. I mean, I just know that she said they're not that far from Denver.
Okay. You haven't been out there ever?
I've been out there with
Okay. You just don't remember.
because with his family and stuff, but never been out there since they went back and got down there.
Okay. So he's from Colorado then?
Actually, was mainly from New York.
Okay.
But he's got family and stuff lives down there and stuff.
Okay. So they want to move into more snow than what we have here?
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Rod, is there any reason why Elvis would say you were up in Delphi?
I don't see why he said I would be up there. I mean, like I said, I don't know where Delphi is even at.
Okay. And he never told you anything about seeing a couple girls up in Delphi?
No.
Like I said, this is really serious. This is a big deal. So I mean, if you know something, you need to
And I mean,
tell us.
If he was up there and he had anything to do with that, and if I heard that he had anything to do with that, he would have been. I would have done turn him in, but he's never actually said nothing like that to me.
Do you know if he was communicating with some girls up there?
No.
He's never talked
Like
about...
I said, the stuff he does on his phone, he done away from me.
Okay.
I mean.
So you're saying that the ones he communicates with on Facebook and stuff's the younger girls?
Yeah.
13, 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever known him to be around any older women or communicating with older women?
Then, like, if we go something like around at Ned's family, but he never talked to him.
Okay. He doesn't communicate with them and
No.
talk with them. And
No.
does he talk about going out on any dates with any of them? Or
No.
okay.
Do you ever bring any young girls to the trailer?
No.
When he was at Save-A-Lot or anything, did you ever see him talking up some younger girls? And
No, I used to go my way and he go his way.
okay.
So.
But you never saw him
mm,
talking to any girls or
No.
trying to make dates with girls or
No.
flirting with them or...
Uh-uh.
Okay. Did he ever say anything to you about some girl as they walked by, comments about how they look or...
No.
Check her out or...
Nope.
Rod, I looked at your Facebook and I saw you had a big scratch across the top of your nose. How did you get that?
Big scratch across the top of my nose.
Yeah, right across here. Be about last year.
It might have been my sunglasses might have rubbed it.
Okay.
But I don't know.
So it looked like it was healing, the picture that I'd seen. You don't remember scratching your nose there?
No.
You didn't get a hit or anything?
I don't remember ever taking a picture on my Facebook with a scratch across the top of my nose. What, do you remember what date that was?
Oh, it was June is when the picture was taken, but it looked like it had been healing.
June of last year?
I mean, that's what it said on your Facebook.
The only thing I can think of was just when my sunglasses might have rubbed my nose and done something. Or, I don't know.
Okay. So, we talked to other people. There's no reason why anybody else should say that you were involved in any way or that you knew about it?
No, I mean, like I said, I don't know where Delphi's at. No, I have nothing to do with the... do stuff like that with the young girls. I don't believe in it. That's coming out straight up. My opinion, if a guy's got to do something like that, hurt a little kid, he needs to be put away for the rest of his life.
Okay. You got any weapons? Guns, knives?
The only thing I carry on me is a little box knife, and I use it usually like something like I said, we got that Kittle. We hit the rubber and it's got plastic around it. You got to cut that plastic off because if it gets up in that tube where the rubber comes through, it clogs it up. And that's the only thing I use with a knife.
Is it an actual utility knife or?
Just like yeah, I got it on me.
Or is it one like this?
Just like that right there.
Okay, so it folds and just like this.
Yeah.
Okay, got that same.
It's a little different,
blade, but
yeah.
Uses that kind of blade though, and where you can take the blade in and out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's not like just the regular utility knife that you just push the button, push it out, and back in, and.
No.
Any other knives or guns or?
Nope, I don't believe in guns. I won't carry a gun. I mean.
How about Elvis and Ned? Do they have guns or knives or?
Ned's like me. He carries one of them knives too.
Okay. No guns.
No.
No other knives?
He's got a BB gun, but...
Yeah, no other knives or...
No, just mainly the box cutters.
Okay, is he doing hunting or anything, or fishing, or...
Ned does fishing, but he don't hunt.
Is he got a fillet knife, or...
If he does, it's... The only time I ever seen Ned do any other things with knives is because he likes to cook on the grill.
Okay.
He'll cut like meat and stuff up like that, but
just your regular kitchen knives.
Yeah.
Okay. But those stayed in the kitchen. I mean, you don't see him carry those around, do you?
No.
Okay. How about Elvis?
The only thing I ever seen him carry is a little bitty pocket knife, no bigger than that. Slides right down in his pocket. Now he's got family that has guns, but
okay, what kind of guns they have?
I really couldn't tell you for sure.
You haven't seen them, or
no?
Okay. Do you know if they carry guns all the time, or if they just have them?
I never seen them carry them. I just know they have them. See, I know Elvis's sister.
Okay.
Because I used to play in the same neighborhood as her, and she's not the type of woman, would do anything to harm anybody. I mean,
okay.
I know of.
What about Elvis? Do you think he'd hurt somebody?
Now, I know for a fact he used to beat his ex-wife.
Okay.
In front of the kids, so. if he had anything to do with those girls.
So, does he have a quick temper? Does he get mad easy, or?
I never really seen him mad, but, you know, like I said, I used to stay, when I was around him, I used to stay to myself, basically.
Rod, have you seen a picture of the guy on the bridge that was taken?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that looks like Elvis?
No. Elvis is, a little bit skinnier than me,
Okay.
body-wise.
How tall is he?
I'm going to say probably maybe about 5'6", 5'7", something
Okay.
around there.
And you're, what, about 150?
Who, me?
You're
I'm
160.
180. I'm 185.
Are you? Okay, so he would be
Maybe,
a little taller, but if he's skinnier, he's going to go 170 maybe?
probably about that. See, I got with me being Abrams, I got the big muscle area.
Okay.
But he's a little bit, not as broad in the shoulders as I am.
Okay. So he's about 5'6", 170.
Yeah.
Okay. If Elvis had done something like this, would you tell us?
Yes, I would.
If you had information, if you knew it,
Yeah.
even if it made Elvis mad?
Okay. I mean, if they if he done something like that, there, the way I look at it, he should be pay for what he done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's any guy.
So you don't think that guy on that bridge is Elvis?
No.
Okay. Think about the clothes that he was wearing. Is that
No, not
clothes
really.
that Elvis would wear?
No.
Why not?
Elvis, I mean, he Elvis was one of those type of people. He was particular about what sort of stuff he would put, clothes he would wear.
So what kind of clothes does he wear?
Like if you try to get him to put like on a dress shirt for like dress up, he wouldn't do it.
Okay.
He would soon have a t-shirt.
Okay.
And that's me.
So when it's colder out, what's he normally wear? If we're talking to 30s, 40s temperatures,
Maybe about a hoodie.
a hoodie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slip over a hoodie.
Hats? Does he wear hats?
No.
Just the hoodie from the hat?
Yeah.
Or from the t-shirt?
Yeah, if it was cold enough, we had to put it on.
Okay. He doesn't wear any other kind of hats?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Shoes. What kind of shoes does he normally wear? Does he wear work boots, tennis shoes, casual shoes?
Sometimes work boots on jobs, but mainly it's always tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes if he's not on a job?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of tennis shoes?
Like a pair of Nikes.
Nikes? That's his brand he normally wears?
Yeah.
Okay. Pants? Does he wear work pants? Does he wear jeans? Jeans? Okay. What kind of jeans does he wear?
Mainly blue jeans.
I know, but I mean, is he a Levi's man? A Lee?
Wranglers. I think is what he always wear.
Okay. So he doesn't just go find the cheapest thing he can wear.
Yeah.
He's got a brand that he normally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, most of his clothes always came from Goodwill.
Okay.
But, unless somebody gave him some jeans that they couldn't wear or something no more, then he'll wear it.
Okay. So we're talking Wrangler jeans normally and Nike tennis shoes and no hat. He would wear a hoodie. Does he ever wear a jacket with a hoodie, or is he just...
No, it depends how cold it was.
Okay. How cold would it have to be to wear something more than just a hoodie?
I don't know. Like I said, in and out in the wintertime, if there was snow, like there's snow and something that was real cold, like we just...
Down to 0,
Yeah. He wears hoodie and a jacket over top, Carhartt over top of it.
Carhartt. Do you know what color that is?
Green, I think.
Green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the 13th would have been on Monday. Like the day before. Would he have... Did he normally leave and go places and not...
So, does he have a quick temper? Does he get mad easy, or...
You guys have a camper. Do you ever tent camp too, or...
No.
No?
When you went out on jobs, did you take the camper with you and stay anywhere?
No, we usually stay in a hotel if we had to.
Okay. So the camper never left Ned's place then?
No, it stayed right there.
Okay. So it's not like you pulled it somewhere and spent the night and...
No.
Okay.
But usually if we stayed in a hotel Ned was always right there too, so...
So you were at Ned's on the 13th then?
Yeah.
And sometime during the day, do you know about what time you would have gone to the hospital?
I want to say it was probably about 10 o'clock that morning.
That morning? How long were you at the hospital then?
Well, heck, we didn't come home till probably about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Rod, like I said, the homicide's pretty serious. If at a later time we asked you to take a polygraph so you could prove to us what you said was true, would you be willing to take a polygraph for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about your phone? Would you let us look at your phone, download your phone? Is it charged up?
No, it goes dead. It keeps going dead since I haven't had actually time on it.
No service.
That'll take a while for it to charge up.
Okay.
If we put a little bit of time on it, could we, you wouldn't have a problem with us looking at it?
I mean, if we gave it an hour's charge, would you let us look at it then? Basically what we do is we got a guy that can just...
I mean,
what he does is he hooks your phone up and he just takes like 15, 20 minutes, downloads everything off your phone, you get your phone back, and we're on our way, and we can then look through and see if there's anything.
I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't got nothing on my phone to hide. I mean, there's nothing on there about anything.
Okay.
And then my phone calls I make to my family or something like that. I mean, I don't want to sound like I don't want you guys to look at it, but...
I can't force you to. That's just...
But
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's on my phone should be just be my personal business. Nothing serious.
Well, and see, we don't care about the other information on there. It would just be specific information we would be looking for. Anything to do with Elvis or anything like that.
That right there, I don't have nothing to do with Elvis on my phone, period.
Okay. Never called him, no text, no...
Nope. I ain't got no texts from him. He hasn't never had my number since I changed it from where I had a Rushford's number, because I had somebody up in Rushford, a girl I used to go out with. She kept aggravating me, texting me, wanting money and stuff, and I don't have nothing to do with her.
Okay.
Period, no more. I used to go out with her. She's about my age.
Okay.
And since I had my phone number changed, Elvis has never had it. But he did have my own number.
Okay.
And I don't have nothing to do with him or period no more. On anything.
Okay. You guys still work together with Ned, or?
No. He left just right before the first big winter, or the first big winter, just right before it started getting cold, and supposed to went to Durnway to live with his sister.
Dunkirk. Okay. Are you thinking he's going to work with you guys though again this?
I don't think so, because Ned's already done said that for what he done to him, not coming back, let him know what's going on. They say he don't want nothing to do with him no more. Period.
Okay.
But
Do you talk to Ned still?
yeah, I talked to him the other day on the phone.
Okay.
How long ago?
Well, it was just a day after you guys left. I called and checked on him because, like I said, he's been sick, and then that's when I found out he was up here in Indianapolis. I forget what hospital he said he was at, but he had to go in and have one of his kidneys taken out.
What about DNA?
DNA.
Would you let me take a swab?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You don't have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Okay. If you got more questions, go ahead.
No, I'm.
We'll run in my trunk here a minute.
There's nothing you can think of that Elvis might have said to you that might have led you to think that he might be involved with some, like killing somebody?
No, nothing I can think of.
I mean, you never saw blood on him, or, he never said anything
Nope.
about it? Okay. Have you ever had DNA taken before?
No.
Okay. It's just a cotton tip that they put in your
Yeah.
cheek, so it's no big deal.
I mean, I watch
Crime shows.
crime shows and stuff and see how they do it,
Uh-huh.
but
It's pretty harmless. All right, just open your mouth. Okay. Pretty painless, wasn't it?
yeah.
He's not as good looking as some of them on the crime shows either, is he?
Who's that?
Me. I'm not as good looking as some of those females on those crime
when they
shows.
wear them skirts and everything on them crime shows.
He was standing there filming it. When did she just ran off?
Mm-hmm.
Tried to find help.
You're saying that when the one was being murdered,
Yeah.
that the other one was filming the
Yeah.
actual murder?
Yeah, Dee said that she was trying to. Dee said that the other girl, he told the other girl to film this going on.
I never heard that on the news, but
But
there's a lot of different things on the news and
Yeah.
out on Facebook that
yeah, that's kind of got me wondering why would the other girl stand there filming her best friend getting killed?
Okay.
I mean, how the news gets stuff screwed up.
Right.
Too.
That wouldn't be a normal. Yeah. That'd be kind of odd, I'd think. Okay. Did Elvis back around the 14th or even Ned, did they have anything happen that was kind of traumatic to them back then, or
No.
a death in the family or something that would cause them to kind of be out of sorts, or
No.
no big divorces or
No.
big fights with ex-wives, or does either one of them have ex-wives?
Elvis does.
Elvis does. Where's she live?
Here in Connersville
In
somewhere.
Connersville. Okay.
Well, actually, he's got 2 ex-wives. That's what he's had said.
Okay. Both of them here in the area, or
Yeah, somewhere.
okay. He only talks about one mostly, or you only know of one basically?
Yeah, and that was his first one.
Okay.
But I have met her. I mean, seems like she's a pretty good girl, though.
Okay.
That I know of. But he says that she was a real bad drug eater and stuff. But I mean, other than that, I don't know nothing else really too much about her.
Okay. But Elvis isn't into the drugs, and
He's never done no drugs, but he has drink alcohol.
okay. Smoke? Does he smoke?
Chews.
Chews? The snuff or the chewing tobacco, or
Snuff.
Snuff.
Nah, I chew the chewing tobacco.
Okay. The plug or in the leaf?
It's in the pouch.
Okay. The leaf.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
kind of like it's ground up.
yeah.
Pull it out, and it's not a big hard plug that
No.
bite a piece off and
I tried that one time. I feel like I was gonna tear my teeth out trying to bite it in too. It was so hard.
all right. So he chews, he doesn't smoke, does some drinking, no drugs that you're aware of.
Nothing I know of.
Okay. What about you?
I don't drink. I don't do no type of drugs.
Okay. No drinking, no drugs, and chewing, no smoking?
No smoking, just chews.
Okay.
And I put it this way: if I do any kind of hard legal drugs, my grandpa will come back and haunt me.
Too bad there's not more people that way.
My grandpa always told me, he says, if you got to go out and do drugs, just make yourself feel good. He said, ain't worth wasting your life on.
Yeah.
He says, all he's going to do, you either going to fry your brain or it's going to kill you one.
Okay.
And I made a promise to my grandpa before he died. I said I would never do nothing like that. And I haven't.
Okay.
Now, the only time I ever take any medicine is if it's prescribed by a doctor.
Is there a way to get a hold of you since your phone's not working, other than coming down here and seeing you?
Probably might be able to call Aaron's number.
Does Aaron have a number that we can
Yeah.
get a hold of you?
Yeah,
Okay, what's his number?
309-7237. That's 765.
Okay. And he can get a hold of you so you can get a hold of us?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you can tell me or
No.
might help me?
We appreciate you talking with us, Rod, taking the time out, so it's very much appreciated.
Well, like I said, everything that you guys asked me and what I told you is the truth. I mean,
Okay.
I ain't got nothing. I mean,
that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can put this information to rest that you guys weren't involved, you guys weren't up there, then that's one thing we don't have to worry about. We can move on to find the right guy. But I mean, if this is the guy, we want to put it to rest
you
now.
still have Ned's number, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
give him a call. He knows everything about me. He can come out and tell you I don't never been away from out of his, mainly out of his sight, because wherever he was at, I was there.
Okay.
Okay.
And I mean, Ned's ain't gonna say he because Ned knows how I am when it comes to something stuff like that. He knows I was how I feel about any guy hurting a kid.
Okay. All right. We're going to conclude the interview. It's approximately 2:46 p.m. on February 27th, 2018, and it's with Rod Abrams.